Hey guys, so this is day 16 of rolling motion, rotational motion, and day 2 of rolling motion, strictly speaking. And yesterday I've just gave you an introduction to the basic kinematics of rolling motion, like how we combine the linear motion and the angular motion of a body, and how we make this as a rule, like V equals to R omega, considering the bottommost point, which is in the contact with the ground, has no velocity. So according to that, it has like according to that point, we where did we adjust that? Yeah, here we are. VCM R omega, since VCM and R omega are equal, so the bottommost point has no velocity. There are situations where the bottommost point, the ground is not at rest. Like there will be a situation, you will look at some situations where there is a plank right beneath the sphere. Okay, so the plank will be moving with some velocity v. So in that case, the bottommost point's velocity is definitely not zero. That is why, just because it is pure rolling, you cannot say vcm equals to r omega. Don't ever fix to this point. If it is on rolling on the ground, which is a fixed point, yeah, then v equals to r omega. Otherwise, if it is rolling on a plank and the plank is also moving, the plank is also moving, in that cases you need to be like a little more careful, writing v minus r omega, like the point's velocity, which is nothing but vcm minus r omega. It's not equals to zero this time, it is equals to v1. We will look at these kind of problems later for sure, but not right now. But keep in mind that just because it is pure rolling, it doesn't mean vcm equals to r omega. Okay, you need to understand why I'm saying this. Vcm equals to r omega only when the ground is not moving and the body is in pure rolling. Okay, so after that discussion, I remember asking you about finding the angular momentum of a rolling body and the kinetic energy of a rolling body. Did anybody find this? I will discuss them for sure. Did any? But if you have any ideas about it, you can give it right now. You can raise your hand and talk about them, angular momentum and kinetic energy. But I will discuss them about them tomorrow, most probably. In today's class, we'll have to discuss something else. So no, nobody has anything to say. Anyway, so I will talk about these two things tomorrow or in the next class, most probably. Let us come talk about like one more revision of yesterday's point. This point has zero velocity. The topmost point has a 2v velocity. This has root 2v. This has root 2v, considering both the velocities in the same instant at the same instant. This is what we got, right? No, since we clear about all the basic velocities, kinematics part, like you can deal with the kinematics part, velocity, omega, and all, you can deal with it. Let us look at the dynamics. Like, let us look at how does a body roll in the first place. Like, let us look at the forces. Basically, we're coming in the same order of what do you say? Our basic order. Kind of, we just dealt with kinematics, then we dealt with Newton laws and all, and then we bring friction, and then we bring momentums, and then we deal with energies, kinetic energies. So we deal the same thing. We started with the rolling motion. We basically looked at the linear velocity and angular velocities. Now we are looking at forces and torque. So I'm talking about some force or torque, or yeah, just basically force and torque. Later, after this, we'll talk about friction and all. After this, we'll be talking about angular momentums and kinetic energies, and on and on. Okay, you can talk about collisions in this also, but things get really complicated in collisions. So there is a round body which is resting on a surface. No, guys, you can unmute yourself. I'm actually giving you an option to unmute yourself. Don't go loud all at once. But if you have anything to say, then unmute yourself. Raise your hand, unmute yourself, and speak. Okay, I'm giving you the option. Now, for this body to roll, how will it roll in the first place? Like there must be some reason why it rolls, right? There must be some external force. So like, let's discuss all the cases how a body rolls. You can make a body roll here, or can you give another example? I can make a body simply put on an inclined surface and it happily rolls. That happens. But if it's not an inclined surface, how will it roll? If it is not an inclined surface, how will it roll? Anybody? Yeah, Aditya, speak up.
So, first place I want to ask, like, if the ground is frictionless or friction it is
I
having.
don't know. I don't know. You talk about it.
if it is having a friction, na, sir, so there will be, why we given a force, there will be some of amount of friction acting in the opposite direction, which will create a torque. Now, if there is no friction,
No, like we can talk about all those things, but if it is like our basic sense tells us, if you put a round body on an inclined surface, it immediately rolls. So there is nothing that you have to do. But if you put a round body on a flat surface, the first important thing that you need to know is you must put some force. You must put some force so that the body rolls. Now, where do you put the force? How much do you put the force? Is there friction or not? We will deal with these things, but the common sense simply tells us you definitely need some horizontal force so that the body rolls. You can talk about putting the force in any direction. You can put the force. I'm going to discuss all the cases. I can put the force here. It might still roll. I don't know, but there is a possibility. I can put the force right at the center of mass. I can pull force like this. I can pull with it like this. There are multiple cases, but our common sense, I'm not talking about physics here. Our common sense says that all these cases, there might be a rolling. Otherwise, I mean, like, unless like I'm talking about a case where a simple round body is resting on a ground surface, will it roll? There is no force on it. Nobody's exerting any force on it. Will it roll? No. So there must be some external agent if you're talking about a flat surface. We will talk about all the cases, like where you put the force, how much you put the force, is there friction or isn't there any friction. We will talk about all these things, but one important thing is that it needs some external agent to roll. And on the inclined surface, it doesn't really need any external agent because mg sine theta is becoming the external agent. We all know that, right? Mg has two components, mg cos theta and mg sine theta. That mg sine theta becomes the external agent. It is rolling the body. So you either pull it, putting it on a horizontal surface, or you simply put it on an inclined surface. The body rolls. Let us start with the horizontal surface only. Let's start with the horizontal surface only. No. Let's look at the requirements slowly one by one. I'm going to put the force, let us say, at a distance x from the center of mass. At a distance x from the center of mass, I'm putting a force. Is this force enough for the body to roll? Now, clearly remember, for the body to roll, it needs a linear velocity and an angular velocity. It needs a linear velocity and an angular velocity. Here comes the part. Basically, this is at rest right now. This is at rest. It needs to go to some velocity, which means it needs some linear acceleration and also it needs some angular acceleration. You're slowly getting there. It also needs linear acceleration and angular acceleration. So now we are going to step into the dynamics of this rolling motion. Clearly watch. So when a body rolls, like some external agent is pushed it, some external agent has pushed it. So the body clearly has linearly accelerated and also angularly accelerated. So I divide this whole motion into two motions. One is the linear motion, two is the angular motion. So this is causing A to every point. Oh, we used to have blue for this thing, right? Linear. Okay, so let me use the blue only. The linear acceleration is the thing that is coming from the linear motion. Now, because of alpha, it definitely, let me use the red for that. R alpha like this, R alpha like this, R alpha like this, and R alpha like this. Can somebody talk about the combined effect of all these things? So, when it comes to pure rolling, I'm mentioning pure rolling. We will get to see all the other things later. Like what is not pure rolling, there will be slipping, there will be other cases. We will talk about it. But when we consider pure rolling, the ground is not accelerating. So this point must also not accelerate. So, but this point already has let us call this as ACM if you want. ACM in this direction, R alpha in this direction. So I'm writing ACM equals to R alpha. Our ACM minus R alpha, which is the acceleration of this point, must be equals to 0. This is how we arrive at this expression also, not just v equals to r omega. If it is at constant velocity, constant angular velocity, it's fine. But if the body is also accelerating, the body is linearly accelerating and all, so this is basically acceleration in rolling. Yesterday's topic was just pure constant velocity. When it is going with constant velocity and constant angular velocity, that was the case. Now, since we are applying forces, the body must accelerate. So we are talking about linear acceleration and angular acceleration. So we can basically talk about all of them. A here, A here, A here. This is because of the linear motion. And I'm writing the angular motions now. R alpha, R alpha, R alpha is already written, R alpha. So this leads us to what? This leads us to what? A similar diagram from yesterday. A similar diagram from yesterday, that the bottommost point has no acceleration. And since A equals to R alpha, I'm writing this topmost point has 2A. This thing has root 2A and this thing has root 2A. I hope you're clearly seeing it. The resultant of these two, the resultant of these two, the resultant of these two. A plus R alpha is nothing but R alpha is also A, right? So I'm writing 2A, 0, acceleration 0, root 2A. So completely similar mechanics that we're looking at. So once you get a clear idea about the accelerations, let us solve some problems on that. Like, I know how to write the accelerations of the body. I know how all the things you can deal, like yesterday, you can deal the whole problems this way. You can go back and separately deal the problems linearly and angularly. It's totally fine. We can do it both the ways and nobody's going to really ask you anything. Okay. Now,
Excuse me, sir.
yeah, Aniket, yeah, tell me.
So, what if the angular velocity is going to cause it to move linearly, like there's friction in the middle?
We will talk about all the things. Like, what you're trying to say is like if there is only angular velocity but no linear velocity.
No, sir, like how a tire moves.
A tire moves with both linear and angular velocities.
No, sir, the angular one is causing it to move linearly, right, sir?
No. The angular one is not causing it to move. There is also a linear one.
Okay.
We will talk about it. Like you'll get to see all those things, like how a tire is running and all. We will get to talk about, like, especially there are questions like there are cars with front wheel drives and back wheel drives. You know these things, Aniket, right?
Yes, sir.
All the
Off-road
cars are not front wheel drives, or are the all the car. Most of the cars today's life is like which wheel drive are there? Like are they front wheel or the back wheel drives?
Backwheel.
What?
Backwheel.
So SUVs, you will get both.
SUVs you get four wheel drives, but most of the cars that we have today,
Back wheel only, sir.
no, most of the cars that we have are actually basically front wheel drives. Back wheel drive cars are like 10 years ago story. Okay, they changed it to front wheel drive 10 years or 15 years ago because there is a lot of friction with the back wheel drives. The back wheel drives are like it gives more pickup for sure, but they're not effective when it comes to mileage. So everyone shifted it to front wheel drives. F1 cars are back wheel drives only. They're all rear wheel drives. Yeah, I'll post a video on Instagram. It's a really interesting video. How you can see how all the like rear wheel motion, like the rear wheel drives are actually working in F1 cars. You don't need mileage in F1, right? Who needs mileage in F1? They want pickup. So we will talk about it. So how the rear wheel behaves, how the front wheel behaves, and we will definitely talk about it. But let's stick to the basics first now. Okay. So I'm talking about a body, any random body, any round body, which body that you want to take. Let's take disk. Let's take a disk, and I'm applying a force at what point? Like, shall we randomly choose or shall we actually choose a specific point? Let's say r by 2. Okay. Now clearly observe, if I'm applying at this point, this force is clearly creating some linear acceleration that is clearly visible, and the force into perpendicular distance about center of mass is also creating some angular acceleration. That is also clear, but we don't know that this linear acceleration and this angular acceleration, whether they go together or not. If this does not happen, the body will not go in a linear motion. The body will not, sorry, not linear motion. The body will not go into pure rolling. For pure rolling to happen, this has to happen. We are not sure. I took some random force, applied it some random point. Okay. I'm going to take another random point. It'll also really make sense. You wait for a minute. I'm taking another random point. I'm applying the force at the topmost point only at a distance r. So this will also create some linear acceleration, and the torque is different this time. This time the torque is maybe double, let's just say. So there is always torque, there's also torque, but we are still not sure if A equals to R alpha is happening or not. If A is equals to R alpha is happening or not, we don't know yet. If this doesn't happen, you cannot call it as pure rolling. Okay, you cannot call it as pure rolling. Let me take another case. This case is even interesting, even more interesting. I'm applying the force at the center of mass itself. I'm applying the force at the center of mass itself. Now the force is definitely creating the linear acceleration. But is it even creating the angular acceleration? Anybody?
No, sir.
No, because force is passing through that point itself. The torque is 0, so there is no alpha at all. No, we're pretty sure that A is not equals to R alpha. But we've definitely seen cases, even though when the force is applied at the center, the body still can get into pure rolling. We've seen these things. I don't have a disc. Oh, I think I do. That's the same disc. I still have this plate with me. Like if I have the disc and I apply the force, I can't really hinge it anywhere. It's difficult, but even if I apply the force at the center, it will still roll, happily roll. There is no problem in rolling that body. Who is causing
They're
the
like
angular?
lawnmowers.
Friction,
Yeah.
sir. It's because of friction, sir.
Exactly. It is friction. The friction is creating, you clearly observe, the friction is creating an angular acceleration. The friction is creating a torque clockwise. So the friction will definitely help us create the angular acceleration. Okay. So here it is definitely, if only we take, let us just say there is friction here also. Let us just say there is friction here also. It might help us. It might help us. And guys, clearly observe this friction is a static friction. Why is it static friction? Anybody?
Sir, because the point which is at the contact of to the surface is
Exactly.
having
There
zero
is no
velocity, sir.
slipping. There is no sliding.
Yes,
As
sir.
long as there is no sliding, whatever is happening, like let us say I move both my hands like this, there is friction in between them. But there is no sliding in between them. As long as there is no sliding in between them, like let us say I put my hands, I move my hands both the ways, but in between the surfaces there is no sliding. As long as my hands are moving, but it doesn't matter, as long as the surfaces don't move, as long as the surfaces don't slip, you cannot call it as a kinetic friction. It is clearly static friction. And one more important point, we used to write the friction value as mu mg, but this is the maximum value of friction. This is the maximum value of friction. I hope you remember that.
Yes, sir.
Static friction doesn't have to be mu mg. Static friction doesn't have to be mu mg. So this frictional value will not be a fixed value. If you're confused, don't worry. This friction value will not be a fixed value. It doesn't have to be mu mg. That's what I'm trying to say. The frictional value doesn't have to be a fixed. What do you say?
And what will its value be, sir?
That's what we're going to find out. Okay, so that's what we're going to find out. Let's do that.
Excuse me,
And the
sir.
static friction thing we had in circular motion also, right, sir? When the car was moving around, we told the same thing.
Yeah, I kind of did tell you that thing. When the car is running, yeah, it is the static friction because the wheels are not sliding yet. Yeah, Sharath, you're saying something.
Sir, in this case, the friction will be constant, right? Like throughout the rolling motion.
Yes, yeah, it can be constant. I mean, like now remember the point. The highest value of friction is mu mg. Below
Sir,
the point, friction can be anything. Now it depends on different situations, but in this situation, I can say the friction is constant. Why not? Let's just go ahead and calculate some value. Okay, let us take the first problem only, where I applied the force at r/2. Okay, here is how I frame the question. Clearly listen. Okay, there is a disk of mass m, radius r, disk of mass m and radius r. I applied a force F at a distance r by 2 from the center. The body went into pure rolling. So I'm already mentioning it went into pure rolling. So I'm pretty sure A equals to R alpha. This is a must rule now. In the previous situation, we were not sure, but I'm clearly mentioning in the problem, it will be mentioned that the body is went into pure rolling. What they ask is find the friction value. How much is the friction? So let's do it. Let's write all the forces, find the friction value. Let's go ahead and find the frictional value. So the body definitely has some linear acceleration. The body definitely has some angular acceleration. Let us write the linear equation, shall we? The
Excuse me, sir?
force F minus F equals to mass into acceleration. Very simple. Can anybody tell me the angular acceleration equation? Friction is creating a torque clockwise. This force is also creating a clockwise torque only. If you clearly observe, friction is pulling it like this. The force is also pulling it like this. So both the forces are actually trying to push the body in clockwise direction only. So I'm going to write the torque equation. If you have a doubt, please ask here. Friction is also creating friction into perpendicular distance. If you look the torque direction, it is like that. This force into perpendicular distance is also clockwise. So I'm going to write both the torques like this. F into R plus capital F into R by 2 equals to I alpha. This is the second equation. Guys, if you have a doubt, please ask right now. F minus F equals to MA. Let me clearly draw the diagram here. This force is here. This friction is here. This is the center. This is R by 2. This is R. Clearly observe this force is clockwise. I mean, this torque is clockwise. This torque is also clockwise. So I'm writing both the torques as a positive value. But when I'm writing the linear acceleration, force is in this direction, friction is in the opposite direction. So that is why I'm writing F minus F. Now, the third equation that we have is A equals to R alpha. Why is A equals to R alpha? In the problem, it was clearly mentioned that the body is in pure rolling. Yeah. So let's look at let's look at all the equations and solve it. I'm writing this equation only. F plus F by 2 into R equals to what is I? Mr square by 2. Since I mentioned it as a disk, I clearly mentioned it as a disk. So mr square by 2 into alpha. R cancels. So the equation becomes F plus F by 2 equals to M R alpha by 2. What is R alpha, guys? It's nothing but A. It's right here. So F plus F by 2 equals to MA by 2. This is first one equation. We have another equation that is pending right from the beginning. F minus F equals to MA. Can you guys solve these two equations? It's piece of cake right now. There's nothing here to solve. I put it
Out.
F by 2 plus F equals to MA by 2. Sorry, MA by 2. If I add them, 3F by 2 equals to 3MA by 2. I'm not sure if the answer is right, but let's see. You're getting acceleration as F by M only. And if only I put it here, acceleration value in the equation, F minus F equals to M into acceleration is F by M only. I am getting F minus F equals to F, which means friction as 0. So luckily in the first problem itself, the friction is coming as 0. You will clearly observe one interesting point here. Yeah, Sharath is saying they've become into a couple of forces. Yes, yeah, they've become into a couple of forces. The friction is coming 0 in this problem where I applied the force at a distance R by 2. Did we do all the calculations right? I'm not sure if I done the
Yes, sir, I did
calculations.
in another way, but I
Yes,
got
sir,
the point.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've just found out a point where if I apply the force, the friction is coming as 0. Now let us move on to another point. The same disk.
Excuse me, sir, I have one small doubt.
Yeah.
So can't we just intuitively say that F into R by 2 is equal to friction into R?
No, you cannot say equate them, right? How can you equate them?
It's pure rolling, right, sir? So,
But they're not equal. They're both supporting the angular acceleration.
okay, sir.
Okay, so you cannot say that. I'm still having a hunch saying we've done something wrong, a calculation wrong. But let's look at another problem. Okay, in this problem, I'm applying a force on the topmost point. In this problem, I'm applying a force at the topmost point. Again, same problem. The same disk, mass m, radius r. I mentioned it is pure rolling. I've mentioned that it is in pure rolling. So A equals to R alpha. Now find the friction. How much is the friction? Now how much is the friction? Shall we look at the problem? Can somebody tell me the equations one by one?
Sir, F
Sir,
small
F
f
is equal to
friction,
MA.
small f into R plus capital F.
Wait a second, wait a second. Let me draw the diagram here again. F, this is friction, this is F. There will be linear acceleration, there will be angular acceleration. So let's write the equations, guys. Yeah, tell me. F minus
Sir,
F
F
equals
minus
to
F is MA.
MA.
minus F
Now
equals F.
both the forces are creating the torque in the same direction only. F friction is also clockwise, this is also clockwise. So F plus F equals to into R equals to
I alpha.
I alpha. So F plus F into R equals to MR
Oh, your
square
screen.
by 2 alpha. RR cancels. So F plus F equals to MR alpha. In the place of R alpha, I'm writing MA. So
Your
we
screen.
have this equation and this
Sir, your
equation.
pop-up is in the screen.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Pop-up is in the
Yeah. So F plus F, and sorry, I forgot where we are. So we have this equation right here. So which will be F minus F equals to MA. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Let me do it from the beginning, okay? Arre?
So the friction value will be minus MA by 4.
Minus MA by 4, are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Let me calculate, okay? I just confuse you people a little. So I'll start it from the beginning. Arre, go back fast. So yeah, the linear equation is done. F minus F equals to MA. Now F plus F into R, both the torques are in the same direction like I mentioned, equals to I alpha. So I'm solving this equation. I'll bring the equation later, okay? I mr square by 2, since it is a disk, into alpha, R cancels out. So F plus F equals to F plus small f equals to M R alpha is nothing but MA by 2. So we bring this equation right now.
Sir, instead of solving them, we can directly substitute capital F equals to small f plus MA. We can directly
Yeah, you can do it in every way, but I'm just saying, I mean, like doing it in the methods that you are used to. So
Okay, sir.
as long as you have a method of solving it very easily, it's totally fine. Now I have acceleration equals
Sir,
to
you have found force, sir, not frictional force.
what? No, I found acceleration. Now using this acceleration, I can put it here. F minus F equals to M into acceleration is nothing but 4F by 3M. MM cancels, so I get 4F by 3, F minus F.
Sir, I didn't understand how F plus F is MA by 2.
First of all, the torque equation, F plus F into R equals to I alpha. The torque.
Okay, sir.
Now, once I solve the torque, I get F plus F equal to MA by 2. Do you want me to do it again?
No, no, no.
Yeah. So yeah, F.
Sir, can you stay
I
1 second?
What?
Could you be on this page? I need to copy it.
You can take a screenshot if you want. I'm sorry, my writing is getting clumsy. I'll try to write it neat, okay? So What are you getting as the value as?
Sir, minus MA by 4. Small f value, sir. Friction value
Like
will
I
be
just
minus MA
send
by
it
4.
this side, I send it this side. So f minus, so small f value equals to minus
MA by 4, sir. Like minus f by 4.
f by 4. Are you sure? No, I'm not getting minus f by 4.
Sir, if
Sir,
you
friction is
substitute,
it in
But I got
opposite
MA by
direction,
4,
sir?
sir.
What?
Minus MA by 4.
yes, sir, value is
Oh,
minus.
right. Like minus MA by 4, but not, it is something as minus f by 3. The friction is coming as minus f by 3. So this is interesting. Guys, forget about the calculation. You know how to do the calculation. What we did is, I gave the problem as I applied the force at the topmost point. We took the friction at the bottommost point. We write the linear acceleration and the angular acceleration equations. I got acceleration equals to 4f by 3m. And guess what? I got the friction as minus f by 3. So in reality, you have a disk. For a disk, if only you put the force at the topmost point, the friction actually acts this way. It's strange. You'll slowly understand one by one if you do more and more calculations. The friction clearly acts in the opposite direction. Okay, and the value is basically f by 3. So one third of the value will be acting in the opposite direction. Okay. Now let me give you another problem here. You try to do it this time. The same disk, and you know where I'm going to put the force now. The same disk, mass m, radius r. I'm going to put the force at the center. If it is pure rolling, I mentioned it. If it is in pure rolling, which means A equals to R alpha, how much is friction? Guys, go ahead and try it. I'm giving you a minute.
Sir, f by 2, sir.
You all got it already?
Yes, sir. Like f into friction into r will be mr square by 2 into alpha. So
I get it. I get that you're doing quick calculation. Let other people also try it.
The torque by F is not there, right?
What?
By F, there's no torque, right, sir?
By F is not torque. I don't get what you're saying.
By capital F, there is no torque coming, right, sir? Only
No,
from
exactly. Yeah. Because of the force that you're applying, there is no torque. Guys, this is what you need to develop. Like every time you see a problem, you shouldn't be, like doing the problem entirely. You need to develop some intuition. As long as you see a problem, you need to click on. Like if you do enough practice, you'll slowly get it. Okay. But as long as you're practicing and you're not looking for that intuitive method, you will never get it. To be honest, you should be looking for that intuitive method. You should be looking what we're trying, what exactly are we looking at. Okay, you need to constantly look for that, like to find an easier method to solve the problem. Let's look at the problem then. Let's talk about the linear acceleration. Let's say there is some angular acceleration also. Let's write both the equations. F minus f equals to ma, that is a linear equation. Now when I write the angular equation, because of capital F, there is no torque at all. Because of the capital F, there is no torque at all. So there is only torque because of friction. F into R is creating a clockwise torque. So F into R is I alpha is equals to I alpha. So F into R equals to mr square by 2 alpha. R cancel. R alpha is nothing but A. So ma by 2. So small f equals to ma by 2. Now, let's start with the equation. F minus f equals to ma by ma. Small f equals to ma by 2. You put it there, you can solve the whole equation easily now.
Sir, what is the intuitive way here?
He directly looked at this value, like f into r equals to ma by 2. He did this calculation quick. That's all. Okay. Like you play these kind of methods in your mind so quick. Okay. Like as you do it, it slowly comes. Like when I teach, like if I teach rolling motion for like 1 or 2 weeks, if you give me a problem, I'll immediately give the answer. Like looking at the point, I can in fact tell you about which point the friction is backwards, about which point the friction is forward, about which point there is no friction at all. Just by looking at it, you can actually do that. But you need to just, develop that kind of intuition. You need to play with these simulators a lot. You put the forces at different positions. You slowly observe where the force is, where the friction is, what are those points and all. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Uh,
In general, can we say in what situation it will be backside forward?
yeah, you tell me that. We've only dealt for disk only, right? And until this point, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm writing all the positions. We've applied the force here in case 1. We applied the force here in case 2. We've applied the force here in case 3. Tell me all the answers. When it is at the middle, friction was how much? In this case, the friction was
MA by 2.
no F by 2.
F5.
F by 2. In this case, the friction was 0. In this case, the friction was minus F by 3. Can you tell me already anything about this? If I'm
Yes,
applying,
as
if
it's
I'm
going up,
applying
it's
at a
going.
point R by 2, the friction is 0. Anything below that, the friction is backwards. Anything above that, the friction is forward. It's just an intuition that we just developed. Looking at the problem.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Sharath, tell me.
Sir, why
will be
can't we
3
say
mm by
that
2,
like
sir. So friction will be 3 mm by 2, sir. In the middle case, center.
In the middle case, friction was 0, right? Wasn't it?
So no, sir. In the at the center, sir, the force is
Oh, how much is this? 3?
3 mm by 2, sir.
No, I want it in terms of F.
3F by 2, sir, because MA is F.
Yes, sir. 3F by 2.
Let me look at it. So this is 2F, F minus F. So F equals to 3F. No, it is coming
F by
as
3, sir. F by 3, sir.
F by 3. It is coming as F by 3. So I'm sorry. Guys, don't worry. The rest of you people, if you don't understand this problem, we just made a conclusion saying for the disk, we discussed 3 cases. First case, let me draw all the cases separately, okay? Second case and the third case. Okay, in the first case, in the black case, the friction was coming in the backward direction as F by 3. In the blue case, the friction is 0. In the green case, the friction was coming forward as F by 3. 3 different cases. We just looked at these observations slowly. That's all. We didn't really do.
I have one small doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
So in all 3 cases, we can just by intuition say that the force is pushing it forward, so friction should act backwards. So, like, what is exactly happening with this green one?
No. That is the point. Like at some point, it's as if, like, take this disk. It's as if I put the force on the top, it's as if I'm trying to, like, rotate it more than move it forward. Okay. More than the linear motion that I'm providing, I'm trying to rotate it more. So when it is trying to rotate more, the friction tries to oppose it and tries to balance it. Like that is a kind of intuition. I'm not teaching you
In
anything.
muddy case, sir.
What?
Sir, it happens
Like
in
in
bowling balls, right?
muddy case.
Yeah. Like in the problem that Aniket actually asked, like we are looking at these kind of cases. Let's not jump into conclusions. I'm asking you to feel this thing for now. Okay. It's not like you won't be able to do any problems. You will be able to do all these problems just like this. Okay. So guys, we just dealt with 3 cases in the disk case. You can,
Excuse
yeah, who's this?
Sir, Sharath, sir.
Yeah, sure, tell me.
Why can't we say that the whole situation mirrors along the origin, sir? You said like it keeps on decreasing as we move up, right? Instead
But
of that,
it's
why
not
can't we
mirroring
say?
about origin. It is mirroring about this specific point. You see that?
So like I meant like what if we take, sir? What if we take R by 2 like downwards and then we get F is equal to 0?
No, we are going there. What if we move? What if I apply the same force? Guys, remember on point, it doesn't matter if I apply the force like this or if I apply the force like this. Force is force. Okay. So don't worry about whether I'm
No,
writing
we don't need to apply it downwards, sir. It will be the same thing in opposite direction.
what.
The same thing that we did just now, sir, with the upward force, it will be in opposite direction if we apply down.
No, I don't understand. I didn't understand what you just trying to say.
So we don't need to apply the forces below the center of
Let
mass.
us say we applied. Who says we cannot? Let us say I applied a force below the point also. And is there a chance? Is there a chance for the body to get into pure rolling? This is the question. I say this is a disk, mass m, radius r. I said it is pure rolling. What is the friction? How much is the friction? I don't know. Let's do it.
I just give a clue here, sir. I think
Linear acceleration, angular acceleration. Let's just say the body is getting into pure rolling. Aniket, the better way to understand this topic is take a wheel in your house, any kind of a wheel, try to push it at different positions. You'll slowly understand what's happening. Okay.
okay, sir.
Yeah, let's write the equations. The linear equation is always the same. F minus F if F equals to M into A. Now, guys, let's be careful here. Find the angular equation. How much distance do you want to go down? Let's take R,
R
by
by
2.
2, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
When you are writing torques, clearly observe this force is creating
Opposite
an
torque.
anti-clockwise torque. Friction is creating a clockwise torque. But we are talking about clockwise alpha only. So I'm going to write friction into R minus force into R by 2 equals to I alpha. If I write A equals to R alpha and solve this equation, I will get friction. This friction will be a high value in my opinion. I don't think it's a small value. It will
The
be a
friction
very,
should be high only, sir.
you'll get a very high value. But if you try it, you'll understand. Like I'm asking you to try it. I'm asking you to just solve these equations and look at where things are going. If it is not coming, or if the equation is not solved at all, are you getting some wrong value? Try to look at it, all the problems. Okay. So guys, I just took the disk as an example. Now, if I, in the place of disk, let us say if I have a ring, only thing that changes is moment of inertia. If I have a hollow sphere, only thing that changes is the moment of inertia. If I have a solid sphere, only thing that changes is a moment of inertia. That's all. I mean, you will get different accelerations, you will get different values, but the way to do it, the method of solving is exactly the same. Nothing changes a bit.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Aniket.
Sir, does the friction ever reach new mg?
I don't know. You tell me. We will do a lot of problems. Don't worry. Like when the force is too much, the body will not be in a pure rolling. It will start sliding. We will talk about it. You tell me, like when you solve problems, you will clearly look at these problems. Okay. You need to do enough problems to get what kind of cases are we talking about. Like are this, I mean, is there any case like this or is there any case like that? You need to solve as many problems as you can. Like all the cases, take them. You try to write the equations, look where you're going wrong and check. Okay. Let us look at the inclined surface now. Guys, we've already talked about it. In the inclined surface, let us say there is no external force. There is only one force acting, mg sine theta. There is only one force acting. Can somebody tell me the amount of frictional value here? The amount of friction? Can somebody tell me?
Mg sine theta by 2.
By 2? No, when we applied it the center, what was the case? When we applied it the center, look at this.
Mg sin theta by 3.
We got F by 3 when we applied it, sorry, F by 3. So you remember this point, like when we applied at the center, we got F by 3, right?
Yes, sir.
So in this case, you will simply get mg sine theta by 3. And guys, this is a homework for you people. When I'm having a body, somebody asked a doubt, sir, can we say the friction is negative, then the friction opposes rolling motion? Like in the bowling balls, we will get into complicated cases later, Sharath. Let us talk about the easy cases only. So in the pure rolling case, when I'm leaving a body on an inclined surface without any external force mg sine theta is the reason which is getting into rolling. And I wrote mg sine theta by 3, taking the previous case as an example, but we still don't know. Why don't you guys write the equations? Why don't you guys forget this value? Forget this value and be good boys, and try to write a linear acceleration, try to write alpha, and try to find the values of a and alpha. Okay, I have a question for you. Intuitively, can somebody tell me, I have 4 inclined surfaces, 4 inclined surfaces, a ring, disk, hollow sphere, solid sphere. I left all the bodies, only all the masses are equal. Let's just take all the masses are equal. Which one reaches the ground first? Can somebody tell me?
The solid sphere.
Sure.
You're sure about solid sphere?
Sir,
But
ring, sir.
it has higher
Sir,
range.
Ring, sir.
Solid
Ring.
sphere.
Ring, sir.
It is- now you will only know if only you find the values a1, a2, a3, and a4. You have to do the calculation and find it. But intuitively, what are you like? How many oats are there for ring?
Sir, me, sir.
One more
Aditya.
ring for ring, sir. Sumant Raj.
Solid sphere.
Sir, Aditya.
No, ring for the oats for the ring. Guys, come on.
Sir, Sumant Raj.
Sir,
one
me,
more
sir.
ring for it.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Anyone for disc? Nobody. Mayur is going for disc, and Vamshi is also for disc.
No, sir, for ring.
No, Vamshi is for ring. Okay, nobody. Only Mayur is for disc. Any hollow sphere, guys? Umakant is also for ring. Okay. Any more people? Guys, please observe. Ring is nothing but hollow cylinder. Also, like if you have hollow cylinder, it's nothing but a ring. Like disc is also solid cylinder. Now to solve this, nobody is for hollow sphere and solid sphere. Anybody? Anybody for hollow sphere and solid sphere?
Sir, solid sphere. Sharat.
Sharath is saying for solid sphere. Okay. Anyone else? Achyut Kumar is also saying solid sphere. Ganesh, solid sphere. Achyut is saying for hollow. Okay. Now we are done with the betting. The betting is closed. We all have this thing in the ophysics.com. Let us look at how this answers turn out. Is it this? No, it's not this. Acha, there all the motions are not. Acha, it is there. There are only 2 bodies here.
No,
Why
sir,
not?
there's another simulation, sir.
There is
Like
another
all
simulation, right? I think I've
Yes,
seen
sir.
that too. Let's leave all the bodies here. Oh, come on, all the bodies are here. Acha, there is another simulation there, I guess. Yeah, guys, here we are. Okay, so we have all our bets right here. There is a simple sliding body without rolling. The cube is a without friction sliding body, and then we have a solid sphere. So let me take a screenshot and write. This is no friction sliding. This is a disc. This is a ring. I think the red one is a solid sphere and this one is a hollow sphere. He mentioned it here. Red is a solid. This is a spherical shell. Let us, somebody please give a drum roll and see what happens. Which one reaches the ground first? Guys, it was the solid sphere which reached the ground. Of course, the cube definitely reached it first, but it is the solid sphere which reached the ground first. Ring reached it last. So it turns out the body with least moment of inertia, reaches the ground first. Okay. Now, if anybody is free, go ahead to the Instagram page. I've posted a question on the Instagram giving 2 discs. Has anyone seen it?
No, sir.
Yes, sir, seems.
Yeah, most of the people actually voted it for the wrong. There are 2 discs, both are discs, but the weights are distributed closer in one situation, farther in one situation. So we have just decided that lower the moment of inertia, the body comes to the ground. But a lot of people around
Sir, I voted second one, sir.
you voted for second. Let me check. 66% voted.
I
There is
voted
a
second, sir.
66%. You can't see the screen. Leave it. 66% actually voted for the first question. So they're all stupid. We are not. We just
So
decided.
can we say that this happens because of angular momentum?
No, it is simple, man. Like, it is about the moment of inertia. When there is more moment of inertia, it is difficult to create that alpha value. You need that alpha for rolling. First of all, alpha is very important. So if the moment of inertia is greater, it is difficult to create that alpha. The body is so lazy, you can't really easily move it. If the moment of inertia is very less, it's easier. It's easier to move it. That's the main difference in between them.
And if we compare cube to the ring, then why is cube faster?
There is no friction at all. There is no friction. It's just basically sliding. G sine theta is the acceleration there. Now, we are not done yet. I'm asking you to, like, we all know the acceleration of this thing. It is G sine theta. We've done this thing in the past. I'm asking you all to find all the accelerations. This is the homework for today. A1, A2, A3, A4. All the accelerations must be found today. If we are clear with the accelerations, in tomorrow's class, it's almost 4:20, so you can.
So one small doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
Which is the ideal point to apply the force, sir?
Yeah, you tell me that also. Like, for disk, we've decided it is R/2, right? I'm still not sure about it is, but let's move with it. For the disk, we just decided it is R/2. Yeah, it is R/2. I'm sorry, it is R/2 only. Now, can you people see something? For a disk, it was R/2. But can somebody guess what that point for a disk it was? Let me take a page. I just decided this is a space for disk. Okay. For disk, at the point R/2, if I apply the force, the friction was coming 0. Can somebody make a wild guess for the ring, for the hollow sphere, for the solid sphere? Guys, these are the only 4 bodies. I'm repeating, disk is nothing but cylinder, ring is nothing but hollow cylinder. So if you look at these bodies, don't worry. Can somebody make a wild guess at what point the
Ring R.
A ring for friction to be 0, you're saying the ring is R at distance
Sir,
R?
at moment, at the radius of gyration of all, sir, friction will be 0.
Perfect. Exactly. At the point of radius of gyration, for this, how much is it? Anybody? Hollow sphere. It is
For
2
a
by
hollow sphere, it should be 2/3, sir. R. 2/3
hollow
R.
it is
Then
2 by
solid
3.
sphere should
Solid
be
sphere,
2/5.
Ring it is R only, right, sir?
5R. Guys, go ahead and check these values once, okay? Go ahead and check these values, whether you're getting the values or not. If you're doing that, it's not actually the radius of gyration, is it?
Yes, sir. The radius of gyration.
No, I don't think so.
There must be a root over.
For radius of
Yes,
gyration,
sir.
it will be a root, but you don't have that root here. It's just a ratios, like those specific values. At those points, if you apply the force, the friction is not required. So even without friction, if I apply the force at these specific, I'm asking, okay, that is a homework. Like, you have to find the acceleration. That is the first homework. The second homework is this: at what point you check these values, whether these values are right or not. You check these and get back to me tomorrow. Okay.
So these discs will go like the cube then? All
This
these
will go like a cube. How? Why?
Because friction is 0, sir. So it will go at the speed
But
of
the
light.
force is not enough. You try to calculate, like, why are you asking me? You know how to find the methods. You do all the calculations like you can. Check the accelerations. You will get some values. Bring back to me, and why they're differing, we'll discuss. Okay.
One more question, sir.
What?
So for maximum rotation, which point should we apply?
I don't know. You check. What do you mean for maximum rotation?
So this one we found for maximum acceleration, right, sir? Linear or linear
I don't
motion.
know, man. I don't know. I just gave you all the methods. You please do it today, and you come back tomorrow. We'll talk about it. Today, I'm not going to talk about it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any more doubts? Any more doubts, guys, about today's topic? Aditya.
Sir, what if I take a cone where its topmost joints are attached and it's rolling over its side, sir?
That what?
So you take two cones and attach it.
It's like a rolling body, but it's difficult to write the moment of inertia of that cones. Okay.
Yes, sir, like
There
this.
was a
only.
question which is linked to this. It is a very difficult motion to talk about. Okay, there are a lot of. It's a mains question. It's a mains paper question. It came in once, but they didn't mention about all the assumptions that are to be done. And I was not happy with this question at all. It's a very complicated question to be speaking about. Very complicated. They didn't consider all the complications. They simply gave the question and they asked in which direction does it roll and all. Okay, but I wasn't happy with this question when they gave it in the past. You have to make some assumptions saying the body is not sliding and things are like that, but it's a complicated question. Don't bring it right now. For now, this
It's
is your
called dumb.
yeah.
It's called dumb. That
Yeah,
thing.
it's a call. Yeah. So guys, yeah, let's close the topic for today. We will talk about them tomorrow. Come back with all the answers that we have. Please feel free to play with all the simulators in the ophysics.com. Try to play with them a little. You'll get a better understanding. Try to play a little in your houses. Take any rolling body. Try to play with them. You'll get a better idea. And that's it for today. We'll talk about the rest tomorrow. All right, guys. Thanks so much. And bye bye.
Okay,
Thank you.
sir.